out of the vehicle, now running for it. There comes another passenger out of the back seat. These kids are struggling, and look at this. He's getting back in the vehicle. Another one back in the vehicle, and finally, CHP in the pursuit now, right by, is that CHP or Sheriff's? Yeah, CHP right behind him here. We're going to forget about that one passenger, but we now know of the driver and at least one other passenger. These were young men that jumped out of that vehicle, and now the pursuit continues through the Santa Clarita Valley. Guys, this is very, very dangerous.
Extremely dangerous.
Right, and considered armed, all three of them, so that's a very dangerous situation there, and just the way he's driving through these.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, into oncoming lanes of traffic going the wrong way now. Jumped that median, and he is continuing the wrong way on Valencia Boulevard, approaching Railroad Avenue. Look at this, continuing with LAP. Look at this, oh my God. Oh my goodness.
That was close.
A near head-on collision, very, very close. A very close call there, one of several that we've seen here, and it's just getting more and more aggressive by the second. At least he's going the right way now, but showing no signs of slowing down.
Not at all.
And I think about that guy who jumped out of the vehicle, and then now he jumped back in the vehicle, and how did he change his destiny when it comes to how this thing is going to play out? It's so dangerous the way they're driving right now. If they are insistent on continuing this is not going to end in a good way. It's going to be a tragedy.
Yeah, I think he saw an opportunity to drop his buddies off, and then the one kid saw the cop pulling up behind him, and he figured, let me just get back in the vehicle. That's what it seems like happened there, but they have no chance of getting away after this. I mean, this is absolutely a dangerous pursuit that law enforcement just can't let this go. This has to come to a stop immediately. So you're going to see this entire area flooded with black and whites here within the next few minutes as he continues now through this parking lot and now coming back out the other side, back onto Valencia Boulevard, getting around that traffic. Soledad, and what was that? Bouquet Canyon and Soledad, got it. So he's on Bouquet Canyon now, off of Soledad, continuing westbound away from Magic Mountain.
All right, so he's flying down in Santa Clarita right now. Luckily, though, and I'm not familiar with the traffic patterns in Santa Clarita, but these roads look wide open. The dangerous part of that is he could really open up the speed and get moving on this vehicle that, again, I'll reemphasize, it's going to be really hard to stop if it has to.
Yeah, the further away he gets from the 5, you can see traffic is a lot less. Opens up the road, as you mentioned, but at the same time, there's just enough traffic in the way here to really get somebody hurt, especially if it continues driving like this, blowing through red lights. And if I really hope we don't see him get back into oncoming lanes of traffic. He jumped over that median without any hesitation whatsoever, and you saw just how close he came to another head-on collision. But at least he's back going he's going eastbound on Soledad, and now making a left turn into what appears to be an apartment complex or a condominium, a U-turn through the entrance there. Now he's going in circles. He's really toying with this officer here, just doing a circle around this group of cars, and he's into this apartment complex now, which I think leads him to a dead end. We'll widen out just a second and see if that's the case. You can see LAPD with their airship overhead, California Highway Patrol on the ground down there, now face to face with this CHP officer. He's going for a run. They're both jumping out. Driver and passenger jumping out of the vehicle, running through this apartment complex. Unfortunately, only that one officer that we saw here. Not sure if they're familiar with this complex, if they live in this area, no idea, but in any event, they're running through here on private property, waiting for more deputies to arrive on scene. I'm not sure that one CHP cruiser is going to be able to catch up with them here, but they are continuing to race through these condos here in Santa Clarita. We'll see where this takes them.
All right. Sorry, go ahead, Giovanna.
Just Chris Christie, this is Giovanna Latta, and alongside Mark Brown, we're joining you now. And what a wild pursuit. These guys are driving, or have been driving, so dangerously, and now we are looking at them running through this complex, putting the people who live here likely in danger.
That's right. Trying to get the name of this apartment complex one more time. But the good news is that LAPD still has their airship overhead. He's able to call out the location and get those officers even though this is a mutual aid situation, they're going to get the LA County Sheriff's Department involved here as they scale these fences, jumping through backyards, zigzagging their way through this apartment complex. It's now been several minutes since they've lost that initial pursuing officer. Look at this, hiding in the bushes now, looking for any nook or cranny to hide out, thinking they might be able to get away with this. These are 2 suspects of 3. 1 suspect jumping out of the vehicle, the moving vehicle, earlier in the pursuit, and now these 2 looking for a hiding spot. But they have just way too many eyes on them at this point, guys.
Yeah, you know, if we can see them, we know the sheriffs can see them, and the LAPD can see them, at least from their airship. They're not getting away. Can you give me some a sense of the location here? We know it's Santa Clarita, and it's a volatile situation. Here's the problem. If you live in this area, they've gone through backyards, and they're going to look to see if there's any open or unlocked doors.
Open
if you
doors.
live here,
Yep.
Lock your doors immediately. Lock your doors just as soon as you can. There are 2 people armed, possibly armed, thought to have been armed, who are now running around in your neighborhood, going through backyards.
One more time, Jay. Yeah, that's right, Mark. Trying to get across street here. We're just off of Soledad Canyon Road, and again, trying to get an exact location. Thank you for that, Jay. Yeah, they're moving towards this pool area. It looks like a pretty big apartment complex. They're on the rear side of it now, just looking for a spot to hide out. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you the name of this side street that they're coming up on. Actually, looks like more of a bike path potentially behind the apartment complex.
Oh, look, there's people there.
There's
folks there.
Look at this. They're now approaching the pool with people in the pool, people enjoying their Wednesday afternoon, and these 2 are just running right along the pool deck looking for a hiding spot. We have to remind you, these 2 are believed to be armed. As they run through here, they're believed to be armed Grand Theft Auto suspects that now pose
and now they're
danger
surrendering
to this community, but apparently they see law enforcement within their line of sight here. There's the officers with their guns drawn, approaching the suspects. Thankfully, appears they're finally giving up.
1 LAPD, 1 LA County Sheriff deputy, both approaching these suspects with guns drawn. They immediately drop to the ground. That's the good news. The people in the pool, there was looked like a little girl getting a swimming lesson out there.
Appear that way,
They've all cleared the pool. They're out. Everybody's out of harm's way. The little kid being hustled away. Everybody leaving. So they are out of harm's way. No shots have been fired. Those suspects proned out, now following the orders of the 2 law enforcement officers from 2 different agencies who have managed to stop them. This is off Soledad Canyon Road. And we're going to try to get the cross street or that bike path that's nearby. There's a wash that runs back behind it.
Yes, Kurt just came in here and he said he's very familiar with Santa Clarita and told us that is a bike path that runs along the wash there. But what a relief. I've been so tense watching this. It was just so dangerous how fast they were driving on those roads, going against oncoming traffic, jumping onto sidewalks, zigzagging through cars, and at very high speeds. I really believe something bad, that this would end badly, and thankfully these guys surrendered and no one was hurt.
And you saw earlier.
You're right about that, and just to... I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, no, I was just going to clarify. This is the Villa Metro apartment complex. They're right behind the main clubhouse. It's a huge apartment complex or housing complex here in Santa Clarita, right along Soledad Canyon. But it's called the Villa Metro, is where this all ended up.
All right, that's where that ended, and you saw the earlier video. One of the suspects foot bailing earlier, being dropped off from the moving vehicle. There was another point at which this Cadillac Escalade, it appears, veered into oncoming traffic. The driving has been absolutely erratic and extremely dangerous. This vehicle, probably weighing, what, about 5,000 pounds, maybe more, that just was careening through these streets, being pursued by the sheriffs, the Highway Patrol, and LAPD. But all 3, at least 2 suspects in custody. We don't know the disposition of the 3rd, who was dropped off probably about 10 minutes ago in a different location, who nearly could have gotten killed himself, jumping out of that car.
He could have been very hurt, yes, and he fell to the ground.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel, and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.
And this looks like it's on Santa Monica Boulevard in Santa Monica, California.
Yeah, very, very dangerous at high speeds, and this suspect clearly desperate to get away. Gil Levis watching it at Sky 5. Gil?
Mike and Cher, we understand that this pursuit started with Simi Valley PD on the 118 freeway eastbound, was high rate of speed on the 118 freeway, got to the 405, went southbound, all the way through the Sepulveda Pass, exited here, and is now on Santa Monica Boulevard, weaving in and out of traffic. We saw him on the wrong side of the road at one point, but again, a stolen van with a truck on it, has some red writing on it, but he is going about 65 miles an hour here, right down the center of the street. Very dangerous situation, a lot of traffic out here at this hour. Wrong side of the road. The police are still behind him. That's an LAPD airship that went through our shot there, and he's going to continue. He's going to run out of territory, though. He's going right towards the beach, so we'll see what the driver decides to do when he gets there, or maybe turn before that. But here he goes, wrong side of the road. Wow, very dangerous. Fortunately, no cars coming at him. He's going to cut back into the normal side of traffic there, westbound Santa Monica Boulevard now, and he's got some heavy traffic and an intersection. He's got people there crossing, oh man, right through that turn pocket and cutting out that vehicle. Very dangerous. We have the LAPD airship overhead that's keeping track of the vehicle if the ground units drop back far enough, but I'm sure that they have already
this looks like
due to
it's
the
on Santa
traffic.
Monica Boulevard in Santa Monica, California.
Yeah, very, very dangerous at high speeds,
that.
and this suspect clearly desperate to get away. Gil Levis watching it at Sky 5. Gil?
Mike and Cher, we understand that this pursuit started with Simi Valley PD on the 118 freeway eastbound, was high rate of speed on the 118 freeway, got to the 405, went southbound, all the way through the Sepulveda Pass, exited here, and is now on Santa Monica Boulevard, weaving in and out of traffic. We saw him on the wrong side of the road at one point, but again, a stolen van with a truck on it, has some red writing on it, but he is going about 65 miles an hour here, right down the center of the street. Very dangerous situation, a lot of traffic out here at this hour. Wrong side of the road. The police are still behind him. That's an LAPD airship that went through our shot there, and he's going to continue. He's going to run out of territory, though. He's going right towards the beach, so we'll see what the driver decides to do when he gets there, or maybe turn before that. But here he goes, wrong side of the road. Wow, very dangerous. Fortunately, no cars coming at him. He's going to cut back into the normal side of traffic there, westbound Santa Monica Boulevard now, and he's got some heavy traffic and an intersection. He's got people there crossing, oh man, right through that turn pocket and cutting out that vehicle. Very dangerous. We have the LAPD airship overhead that's keeping track of the vehicle if the ground units drop back far enough, but I'm sure that they have already due to the traffic. But we're seeing him hitting his brakes here. Might be turning right here. Oh, look at that. He's got a bicyclist right there. He's cut right in front of that person. He's going to be going northbound here. I believe that's 11th Street. But desperate to get away. It looks like it's an appliance company there that this van was stolen from. He's going to make a left turn here, westbound once again, towards the ocean here. This is going to be Arizona, and hard on the gas.
Oh my gosh. That was the airship, the LAPD airship that just passed. I thought it was another vehicle crossing that intersection there, or the street there, and I thought they were going to collide, but that wasn't the case. Again, this is a stolen van in pursuit right now, and we have an LAPD airship overhead going on Arizona Avenue toward the beach, toward the ocean, and now he's going, looks like he's making his way south. Bound here again, and how many? I think that they were trying to attempt a pit maneuver at one point. Is that correct?
Well, they got in pretty tight there after he went through that intersection, but now they've dropped back due to traffic. So they do want to try a pit maneuver, but the speeds are a little too high, the driving's a little too erratic, and there's too many people on foot and in cars. He's fishtailing there on that right turn back on. This is going to be Broadway, I think that is. People in crosswalks, boy, this is so dangerous here at this hour in this area. Oh, look at this. He's going to go right through that intersection, almost getting hit. Oh, the pedestrian.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Had to run. Oh, man. I'm telling you, that's several times that we've seen this driver do that with pedestrians. A person on a bicycle almost got hit. Wow, very dangerous. Look at all the people there on the corner. He's going to continue here. He's running out of real estate, though. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to go around those vehicles. More people running to get out of the way. Desperate situation here as the police department tries to get this guy stopped. Again, a stolen van out of Simi Valley. CHP took over the pursuit on the freeway at one point on the 405 freeway, we believe, but now is in Santa Monica, and here he goes, left turn This is going to be on Ocean Avenue, and you know how busy that street is.
Yeah, this is just so dangerous, and exponentially so when you have this much foot traffic and the cross traffic, and a desperate attempt by a suspect. You put all that together, and it's a recipe for disaster here. It potentially, if this doesn't get out of the Santa Monica proper area, and at the very least back on a freeway where you eliminate the foot traffic and the cross traffic, potentially such a very dangerous situation, especially with a driver that is so desperate like this. Again, this is a work truck. Gil, you said CHP took over. Is it Santa Monica PD now that we're on surface streets?
You know, I haven't had a chance to look at the units that are directly behind it. It might still be Simi Valley that's in pursuit, that's trailing them. I know the CHP were talking about it. They were trying to get units into position. They were making calls even. Oh no, he's going to hit that car. He's going to go in. Well, that car might have tried to stop it. That car may have tried to stop the pursuit there, forced them against that wall onto the sidewalk. But he's continuing now. He's slowed down a little bit. Maybe that caused some damage to the tire on those passenger sides. But wow, that driver maybe trying to get out of the way, inadvertently rams him into the sidewalk and into that fence, but continues. Here we go. We are Olympic Boulevard, and we might see the pit here. Let's zoom in, and that is Simi Valley. So
wow. It's
a canine unit that's there, and it's looking like they want to set up for that pit maneuver, so we might see it here happen.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's just so frightening. You have to believe, obviously, Santa Monica PD is aware of this, and they're moving into position at the very least for support. But you have Simi Valley Police as the agency that initiated this pursuit. They were seeking help from CHP as it moved eastbound on the 118, then southbound on the 405. CHP apparently never got into position, was clearly working to do so, but this got off the freeway onto surface streets in Santa Monica before CHP could engage. So you're still left with Simi Valley PD in an area that officers themselves aren't likely to be familiar with, and you've got a suspect. You may or may not have familiarity with the area. Oftentimes they retreat to areas they're familiar with in a pursuit scenario. Hard to say in this case. Again, a work van stolen out of Simi Valley, and you're seeing a very, very dangerous pursuit through the heart of Santa Monica at a time when you have an increase in foot traffic, obviously an increase in work traffic from the motoring public, and cross traffic as well on surface streets, all of it making for a dangerous situation.
Oh, no.
And here he goes through the intersection right there. Another near miss. You know, this has been so heart-stopping to watch. You see him nearly hit a pedestrian that was crossing the street, nearly hit a bicyclist when he was trying to make a right turn through the intersection, and now he's stuck in traffic. And here we go, foot bail, hit a car, and he's running for it.
Wow, he just rammed right into that car that was stopped. That poor person didn't know what was going on. This guy's running down the street. This is Colorado Avenue. They're going to pull up right alongside of him. We're going to try to get over to the right a little bit. We're losing him behind the building, but he's continuing to run. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to continue straight towards the ocean. At this point, he's got the intersection here. He's going to go through the intersection and right. Well, let's see where he ends up on the pier. He's going to go to the pier. We might see this guy in the ocean here in a second. He's running out of gas. He's a lot slower.
Oh yeah, he's run out of gas.
He might be just giving up. Yeah. That's it.
There you go.
He's run out of gas and he's going down.
The end.
That's
and fortunately, in an area where you don't have a lot of pedestrians, who knows with a desperate situation what may happen to an innocent bystander. But this suspect has hit a dead end figuratively here. And figuratively run out of gas as well. There's the canine unit from Simi Valley. They were ready on this from beginning to end, a long stretch on the freeway, couple of freeways, and for a good stretch of time on surface streets in Santa Monica. So very fortunate no one was hurt.
Yeah, so many near misses, and thankfully they were misses, you know, from a pedestrian to a bicyclist. But then he did eventually at the very end there crash into and rear end that car, and then made a run for it, making a run for it to the Santa Monica Pier just there at the very beginning. And police now apprehending the suspect for wanted for a stolen vehicle out of Simi Valley.
80 on a side street.
Yeah, wow. Oh, look at that. He's losing it. He's going to fishtail.
Whoa.
He didn't know which way to go. He almost lost control. Wrong side of the road now. Here's that traffic I'm talking about. And, oh boy. Look at this long stretch of drive here, intersection, right through it. Hopefully Long Beach PD is aware that he's coming, but look at, here's some more traffic coming near the college. Oh, look at that, he's scraping the fence.
Oh no, oh no.
Look at that.
Oh, he needs to slow down.
Oh, an ambulance going by. Wow, he's gonna go across lanes. Center divider again.
Oh, guys.
Oh man. Oh no, he's gonna hit. That's it. Oh,
that's it.
Terrible accident right there.
He's still
and
going.
Continue. Look at that. He's pushing his way through. Pushing his way through. This is a terrible situation. 7th Street with all this traffic right now is just awful for this to happen on. He's going to do it again.
This is
He's going to
so
force
dangerous.
his way through. It looks like he's got a flat on that front driver's side.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to make it
he's
very
having a hard time
difficult for
controlling
him
it.
to be able to drive.
Yeah, look at that. Oh boy. Hopefully that'll slow him down a little bit, because now he's got less traction there.
Well, there's no way he'll
but
be
with
able
the
to
speed-
like get on a freeway and be able to go, 100 miles an hour again. But the behavior is so aggressive. It's incredibly dangerous. We hate seeing these types of pursuits. Just so out of control.
Crossing on the wrong side of the road is one thing, but he totally crossed the line when he
Yes.
slammed into those vehicles at that intersection. Joining us on the phone now is from the CHP is Officer Alex Pareda. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can. Thank you for having me.
Wow, this one is really too much.
It really is. It's really terrible to see that this person has such disregard for public safety at this time.
So, oh no,
Oh my God. Rick, can we get
Are you able to see what we're seeing here? Are you?
They just hit another car. Just look at that.
Just get closer to it if you can, because of the trees.
Wow.
Yeah,
Officer Pareda,
this is terrible.
how are you going to handle that? How do you handle a situation like this? I mean, this guy's just total disregard for everybody.
What is that car?
He just hit another one.
Yeah, it's really a touchy situation. This person really is, like I said before, just has no disregard for public safety, and officers are trying to get in position and figure out what the best course of action to do.
Gosh.
That's, all right, that he might be done.
Into a Sherman Williams paint store.
Okay.
Gosh, I hope that person he hit is
He's getting
okay.
out, might be injured. He's injured, and he's going to kind of stagger down the street here. 7th Street at Miramar. No officers, of course, near him right now, but he's going to just slowly walk by the paint store here, leaving all that devastation behind.
I mean, he T-boned that car. I hope that person in that last vehicle is okay. And in this situation, they have to be careful because he could be armed.
Absolutely. Long Beach PD is en route, and now he's turning up Miramar here.
Trying to casually walk down the street like he didn't do what he just did.
This is probably one of the most aggressive pursuits we've ever covered.
Certainly the most outrageous.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, I would say he hit at least 10 vehicles and T-boned 2, sideswiped 1. Innocent drivers.
I've tuned in Long Beach. Yeah, I've tuned in Long Beach police right now, and they are scrambling not only to catch up with this guy, but also to respond to all the crashes that happened there on 7th Street.
I mean, he basically
airship overhead
was going like for half a mile, just taking people out or vehicles.
Here they come. LAPD.
Here we go.
LAPD 2 units. They were staying in the. Here comes a tackle. They're going to tackle him right there. And take him down.
He's big.
He's fighting them. Oh, he goes down hard on top of that officer.
Guys.
Wow.
He's a very tall man too.
Yeah, and they're struggling to get him in control here so that they can cuff him. You can see one officer holding his foot, his leg there, the other leg. They may have to hog tie him, but
looks like that one
thankfully,
officer's hurt.
they were able to get.
Yeah, of
that
course
officer on the
hurt.
sidewalk looks like he's injured.
He slammed him on the sidewalk. I hope he didn't hit his head. Because he basically pulled him down, but the guy was on top of the officer.
But probably knocked the wind out of him. I hope he didn't hit his head.
Hey, Rick, I'm getting exhaust. Rick, I'm getting exhaust. Look at the picture. I'm getting exhaust. You need to do a pedal turn. Sorry about the picture there.
No, it's okay. I mean, this has been
around.
so intense and great for the LAPD finding him and at least having more than 2 officers. How many are down there? It's like almost 10 officers it took to take him down, and he fought. He was aggressive.
Absolutely. Yeah, the one's still hurt there. He's leaning against the car now.
Yeah. So the images on your right-hand side of the screen are just the end of this pursuit. Basically, when he just continued to go, here is where it all basically just.
Yeah.
3 cars there.
Once he did that, you knew that he no regard for anybody.
No regard
whatsoever.
Then he sideswiped another car that came out of an intersection, and then T-boned that white car.
Yeah, and this was just the beginning. I mean, there's a lot of mayhem after this.
So you wonder if, if this is anger or drugs, amped up on some type of drug.
I'm getting exhaust again.
See that?
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
I mean,
that car didn't even know what was coming. That driver,
Just make a
if
slight
someone
right
had
pedal
been in the
turn,
back
right.
seat of that blue car.
No, they would have.
Wow.
Keep going.
That's the end of it right there.
going.
He slammed into a couple of cars right through
going.
this intersection and up on the side, up on the parking lot, and then into the front of that building, and then he opened the door and tried to just walk away.
You're watching the KTLA 5 News at 3 o'clock. This has been a pursuit that has been going on for about 30 minutes, and the driver is being apprehended right now after a big struggle and a big fight, walking away from a very destructive pursuit, hitting multiple cars and innocent drivers, but fought the officers and still being a little aggressive here. They're trying to get him handcuffed. One of the officers tried to pull him down as they were running, and the guy, who is a larger man, landed on top of the officer. So I think the officers lost, breath. It's got his wind knocked out.
Wow. It looks like they finally got him subdued, but they still have to get him up and get him in the back of a black and white unit.
What do they do in situations?
Set that officer down.
Yeah, he's still leaning over. I think it's chest. Gil, what do they do in situations like this? If you mentioned hog tying his legs because he was kicking, he can't really walk into a vehicle, but then they can't take a chance of him kicking either.
No, well, what they would do is, if he was not injured, they would carry him to a squad car and put him in the back seat, hogtied. We've seen that many times in chases where someone's really aggressive with the officers. In this case, though, it sounds like they're calling for 2 rescue ambulances, one for the officer and one for the suspect here. Let's check on that officer. They brought out a chair from someone's yard there so he can sit down, but he's definitely struggling with something going on there.
He keeps holding his chest, like his mid area.
Yes.
And that white SUV right there got hit so hard. That person, lucky that it hit the passenger side.
Yeah, the officer looks like he may have broken a rib, cracked a rib.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if he tried to tackle him, the guy landed on top of him.
Yeah.
That may be what happened.
He did. I think that's the officer. Yeah, that's right, Glenn. I think that's the officer that grabbed him initially, and then the guy landed on him.
Oh.
And that might be the case.
Well, I'm stressed out from that. That was just the pursuit was to the point where when he came up on that intersection and just rammed in, as Glenn said, into those 3 vehicles with no regard for safety or patience waiting for them to go through.
Don't get out of my way. I'm just going to push my way through.
Yeah. All right, so Gil, you said that they are calling for 2 ambulances, one for one of the officers and for the suspect as well?
Yeah, we're hearing that the officer needs being attended to by the medics as well as the suspect. So it does look like he is hogtied here. We're going to try to move in a little closer to see, but it looks like his feet are tied. Of course, he's handcuffed in the back, and they're just going to hold him here until that rescue ambulance comes. In the meantime, let me pull out wider here. Again, this is Miramar Avenue at 8th Street, and you can see the response by the LAPD units here, and I'm going to see if the CHP units are here at all. They may be attending to some of those crash victims.
There were likely 7 crashes at least in the last like half a mile.
Yes, I mean,
easily
7, 8 other vehicles, and plus there was a previous hit and run that we didn't see.
Right, and not just like a little bump. Like they were super aggressive T-bones, flipping the cars around.
Mm-hmm. No, the last minute and a half of that was very intense. Like you said, he just slammed through those 3 vehicles at that intersection. Didn't give him any opportunity to get out of the way, and then hit a few more vehicles. And that last one was something else.